What's up everyone, Joe from China Cycling here. Lots of new subscribers on the channel these days, but I've kind of been neglecting the channel a bit, but I really want to get back into it. I want to start making more videos again. So today I thought I'd start off with a simple video to make just to get me back on the ball. I thought I'd show you guys what the local guys are riding. And now these photos are from a group ride I did about 2 months ago when I was just getting back onto the bike. And yeah, so just some random photos of all the local guys' bikes, and we can have a quick look and see what they're riding and have a talk about it. One thing that stood out to me, like in the city I'm in now, Xiamen, compared to other cities I've rode in China, like the male to female ratio in Xiamen is pretty strong in terms of it's a lot more even. I'd say on most group rides, there's at least a quarter to a third females to males. So hey, yeah, rock on, girl power, all that jazz. Anyway, let's jump right into the bikes. So this one is actually a bit of cheating because this one actually doesn't belong to a local. This belongs to a British guy, an expat who's been living here for like 10 years, my riding buddy Dave. Anyway, an absolute beaut of a bike, I think you'll all agree. A very, very early giant, yeah? From the era when carbon was really starting to take over the pro peloton. I love the period correct, I guess we can say, T-Mobile graphics, all external cable routing, Shimano sponsorship, even though we've got full Campag on here, Campag wheels, the works. But yeah, I think a super tidy frame, classed as a collector's item these days, I don't know, but still, yeah, a very tidy looking frame. Spacer obviously needs to be slammed. We all have a slammed stem, but I think this was from the days when Giant only had 3 sizes for their frames, so you kind of got what you were given and then had to hodge and podge your fit in a bit. But hey, nice looking bike. Anyway, let's move on. So this was one of the local guys. I apologize now that most of these bikes are non-drive side. I don't know why everyone just dumped their bikes this way, myself included, so I can't blame them. So we're not going to get a good look at the drivetrain, but hey, we'll have a quick idea of what they're riding. So a Colnago rocking 105 CRS. Wow, that's a long stem. A Shimano Pro stem looks like, with some Shimano wheels. Oh wait, no, we've got a Shimano front wheel and we've got a Campi rear wheel. Okay, yeah, a nice mix and match going on here. Not my bike, but looks a bit like my bike. It's my bike's rim brake brother. A Windspace T1500 room brake version, Far Sports wheels, it looks like 105 crankset with SRAM everything else, it looks like SRAM Force, white, it's a fast color. Haha, my bike. Windspace T1500 disc brake version, SRAM Force axis, 65mm hypers. Don't be asking me about the hypers in 65mm, they're coming soon, but the 50mm versions are fast enough. If you haven't seen it already, go check out Hambini's new video. The 50mm versions of these hypers have the same aero performance in his test as a Zip 808, so yeah, aero enough. But yeah, these are the 65mm versions I'm running right here. Saddle height is a bit lower here. This is when I was just back on the bike. I've crept it up a bit since, but hey. Another local guy's bike, an Ava, yeah, one of those, with Campag Bora 1 wheels. Looks like Ultegra all round. 1128 cassette-ish, looks like. Yeah, looks pretty light. That looks like it can climb. Specialized Tarmac SL5, SL6. Maybe, I don't know. Someone correct me in the comments, I'm sure. It looks like we're running red ETAP because no cables going through here. So SRAM red ETAP we're rocking here. I quite like the color. Maybe. Do I? I don't know. Sure. Quite a big frame, looks like a 56. That's pretty big for around here. Most people around here are rocking 52s, 54s. Pretty big tires. So it looks like a chunky monkey on the front. With tires this chunky, is someone going to tell me this is the old Roubaix? I don't think it's a Roubaix. I think the Roubaix had a different seat post. I'm sticking with my guns. SL5. This is a Gusto. So the team who put on this group ride, guy's feeling his own ass. Team Gusto, yeah, they also are a Taiwanese brand, I think. And yeah, so their team obviously all forced to ride these bikes, but hey, they look decent. The color, take it or leave it. I might leave it. Rotor cranksets. Yeah. What else have we got behind here? Looks like we've got a BMC time machine. And even back there, we've got a Pinarello Dogma Frumi edition of the F10, I guess. And over here, we have another Pinarello Dogma. Another Gusto. That's a tiny frame. Look at that seat post. Sorry, look at that seat tube. The seat tube only as high as the tire. Another rotor power meter. It looks like. What pedals is it? Mountain bike pedals? Really? You rocking mountain bike pedals, bruh? Sure, whatever floats your boat. Dare to be different on its front fork. Wheels. Fox Sports. No, Fox Race. They're sponsored by Fox Race, so he should be rocking Fox Race, but I can't quite make out the logo. Guy needs to clean his cassette. This is the other Pinarello Dogma we could just see with a set of Vortex wheels. Don't know if you all have heard of Vortex. Here they're kind of in the same league as Far Sports, but maybe less known overseas. But yeah, another Dogma. I like the aero inserts on the drops. Sky version. Don't know what was there. Logo got chopped off because seat post too low. Carbon spokes with some blue spokes. Bling bling. And we've got the Scott. Which one's this one? The Scott Foil, the Scott Addict, RC. I don't know my Scots. Tell me in the comments. Tubeless. So I actually know this rider. It's one of the chicks in the first picture. And yeah, lots of the riders here actually, they just ride on tubeless. And if they get a flat, they just call something called Hualala. There's basically an app which is like Uber, but for moving house. You can call like minibuses and stuff. And yeah, so if people get a flat, they just call one of those to take them home, and it costs them not that much. Probably costs them less than buying the new turbs do. So, but yeah, a set of gator skins, I assume, on here. Look like a set of gator skins. Dura-Ace group set. Looks like a pretty light build. Villia, again, belongs to one of the females in the previous picture. 105 group set. What wheels are we rocking on here? Pass. I don't recognize this logo. Is this a Villiers standard wheels? Again, if you recognize them, let me know in the comments below. Nice big cassette. Obsolete climbing. Not a lot of seat post on show. Uno seat post, Uno stem, which suggests this is a DIY build from a frame set. Uno's good stuff. Super lightweight. If you've not checked it out, good bang for your buck. Behind that, we have a Supra. You might not know these guys. Also another Chinese brand. More budget end stuff. Seat post is pretty interesting though. It looks like you got a choice of like a triathlon bike of where you mount your saddle. Lots of flexibility there. Another set of Vortex wheels. Quark power meter, it looks like. Speed play pedals. Speed play pedals are actually pretty popular over here. I'd say more popular. They have more market share over here than in the West, I'd say. And yeah, it looks like he's running DI2, a sneaky DI2 box under there. A Pinarello Prince disc. Interesting looking bike. This frame is so tiny. I mean, at what point do you go to 650C? Because in my opinion, if your frame is this small, you should not be running 700C. I mean, just I don't want to. I mean, I'm here to criticize. I'm going to say I don't want to criticize, but you know, that's why you're watching this video. The head tube angle on this thing to get the front wheel far enough away from here, I can't imagine how it handles, but it's not going to be the most nimble bike ever. When you try to fit a tiny frame around such big wheels, there's just compromise everywhere. And yeah, I wish the industry had more options for 650C riders. Look at the seat post. I mean, there's going to be very little compliance in the seat post. It's going to ride like a dog. She's had to shove the saddle all the way forwards. She's probably still not where she wants to be. Let's look at the stem. Stem looks decent in terms of length. Actually, looks like 80 mil, 90 mil, whatever. But yeah, I wish the industry had more 650C 650C choices is all I'm going to say. In terms of group set, looks like we're rocking Ultegra for shifting and braking. These are Dura Ace brake disc rotors, I think, and a Shimano Pipper, and an XKD crankset with built-in spider-based power meter, I think. So pretty tasty. And a torch and a GPS unit. But yeah, come on, people. Let's start getting more options for 650C wheels. Oh, and it's far sports. Next up, we're going to Liv, obviously Giant's female rider side. As I said, there were lots of females on this ride. The Liv Langma, I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what this says. Looks like Ultegra for shifting. A Di2 Ultegra looks like. Look carbon blade pedals. Look are actually pretty rare over here. I'm one of the very few people I see rocking Look, so whoever this is, I'm going to have to remember so I know who I can swap bikes with in the future. But like these pedals, you're talking about what, like $200 pedals? And then the wheels, like I don't know, the way they spent the money on the bike is seeming very mismatched. I mean, hey, I'm not, maybe these are training wheels or whatever, but you've got Ultegra Di2 and very expensive Look carbon pedals, and then these wheels, Mavic Crisiums, which I think are like one of the lower end Mavics. But hey, whatever floats your boat. Pretty chunky tire on the back. Anyway, needs a bit of a clean. That's what I'm going to say. This bike needs a clean. And then as soon as you see this bike and the huge amount of seat post, you can guess this is another bike that belongs to a foreigner. Another German expat who's out here. But yeah, he's rocking a Cannondale Synapse. What have we got? Looks like we've got, again, Ultegra Di2 for shifting and a SRAM Red, an Axis crankset. It's a pretty light crankset, so fair play. And obviously, if you've got a BB30 bike, it plays nice with the oversized holes. Just ask Cambini. He likes big holes. Tires look pretty comfy. What are these, 28s? They look like 28s. Schwalbe Pro 1. Hope he's got them set up tubeless. Nice. Another random fat stack of bikes, so excuse me while we jump into what we can see. So we've got a BMC Time Machine TMR1 on the outside with some cloud wheels. Never heard of those. Again, if you have, let me know in the comments down below. Behind that, we've got a Trek Madone, or whatever Trek the Aero Trek is, with looks like stock Bontrager wheels, the Alias Pro 5s. Behind that, we have a Villia with Black Ink wheels. So Black Ink is Factor's wheels brand. So not sure what they're doing on that Villia. Factor make their bikes here in Xiamen. I don't know if they make their wheels here in Xiamen, but maybe they came out the back end of the factory. I don't know. But yeah, a tasty Villia there. I can't even see what bike this wheel is attached to. We have an Elves here. An Elves Falath. I reviewed an Elves before. Pretty decent. Again, another brand that you see quite a lot in China, but don't see a lot overseas. And then, yeah, there's the other half of that Elves Falath there. And what's this here? A Giant, yeah, with Yolios. So again, Yolio is a bit of an enigma in that in most of China, no one has heard of Yolio. In the West, obviously, Yolio are pretty well known for carbon rims. I've reviewed them on here before. Most people watching this have probably heard of Yolio before. But yeah, in China, not very well known. But Yolio headquarters is actually here in Xiamen. So if you're going to find them anywhere in China, it's probably going to be here in Xiamen. Looks like this frame was too small to have two bottle cages, so they zip tied on a bottle cage. Sure, it works. Go for it. Ultegra crankset. Is it Ultegra for shifting? Yeah, Ultegra Di2 is that? Regular Ultegra, I think. I don't really do Shimano. Sorry, guys. And a very, very generous saddlebag. What do we think of the tan wall tires? I'm not really feeling it with this paint scheme, but I'm usually a fan of tan wall tires. A Cervelo of some sort. R2, there we go. Yeah, a Cervelo R2 with some Shimano wheels. Conti tires. You'll see lots of Conti tires in China. I don't know if it's still the same in the West these days. I've not been home for a few years, but Conti rules supreme out here at the minute. not much to say about this Cervelo. Pretty clean looking bike. Not a lot on there. Mismatched bottle cages. I don't know why I hate mismatched bottle cages. Come on, guys. Like, you've got a very expensive bike with like a $5 bottle cage on it. Sort it out. And I'm not complaining that it's only $5, but for the sake of $10, buy two that look the same, please. Another Cervelo. This must have been the Cervelo crew. An S3 this time. Looking nice and clean at least. Again, you can choose where your saddle goes, a bit like the Supra we just saw. A slammed stem, pretty long. Nice negative grip on it. Again, I think this kind of bike size is where you get into the stage where you should really be 650C. This front fork and front head tube angle is looking a bit compromised. Getting a bottle out of this bottle cage is going to be a bit of a mare, but looks like it's just rocking tools here. Looks like we've got red for... You see, another one. Shimano on shifting tutors. Is this a Shimano Di2, I guess? But a SRAM red crank, just for lightness, I guess. For wheels, what we're rocking? Fast Sports wheels. Yep. Again, in China, you see quite a lot of Fast Sports wheels, especially in Xiamen, because that's where they make them. Here we go, another classic. I think this would look good alongside the Giant from before. Cannondale Super Six Evo is this, from, 5-6 years ago, with a period correct Dura Ace. It looks like he's playing on hard mode with a standard crankset and a 1125, or at most 1128 there. So wheels, some fulcrums. Yeah, bit bog standard. Not bad. The white paint just doesn't age very well. Look at this white. Probably could do with a clean, but when the white starts to go orange, you know it's gone. And also a period correct bidon. I don't know how many years he's had this for. I'm not sure if it's safe to use anymore even, but hey, keep it rocking period correct, hey. But again, mismatched bottle cages. It's oof. If you want to know what percentage of Asians are colorblind, I think this can help you in your answer. Wow. Where to begin? So it looks like the first generation specialized Venge. I'm speechless. Bar tape. It looks like we've got super cars again. The color scheme. Tanwall tires again. I'm usually a fan, but in this combination, yeah. This front wheel looks way overspoked. I don't know who makes this front wheel, but an overspoked front wheel with the longest valve on a tube ever invented. Bidons that don't really match the color scheme, but hey, Astana, I guess they use Specialized, so we can kind of give him some sort of correlation. This saddle angle, wow. Yeah, so like the bike's fairly flat, and this saddle angle, y'all give Hambini abuse, like this guy's got nothing. And it looks like he's riding with his mobile phone up here on this. This is a pretty cool adapter though. Like as dork as it looks, it's a pretty nice solution, I'm gonna say. But for the rest of this bike, yeah, we'll move on, I think. A pretty low-key baller looking Giant. This looks like it can slay some mountains, right? Looks pretty light. We've got some Bora Ultras on there. Again, a pretty light wheel set. Quark power meter looks like, so the guy's not poor. 165mm crank lengths on the SRAM stuff. If it's red, it's 165. I know because I use it. ISP, pretty light, but maybe here is a bit dodgy. Talk to Peak Talk about that stuff. But now, not much to, I'm being pretty critical of all of these bikes, but this one's pretty hard to be critical of. He's got matched bottle cages. This Beadon, I'll let y'all be the judges. Anyway, moving on. Another Supra, again in a very small frame size, but this time with some more seat posts sticking out. Pretty long stem, pretty aggressive fit on this bad boy, not bad. Another Vortex front wheel, but a random, looks like a DIY miscellaneous rim build on the back. Interesting solution for the rear brake there. Not much else to say about this one. Maybe a female owner with the pink. I don't know. I like to rock the pink too. We got pink here, pink here. Like, I'm feeling this bar tape should be pink too, but blue, sure. Why not? Knock yourself out. This looks a bit ugly here, the gap between the frame and the rubber seal, so yeah. A minus. Swift bottle cages. Don't know if you all know Swift. They were a blast from the past. Ooh, an XDS in a tasty pink again. Again, I assume belonging to one of the females. Don't flame in the comments for gender assuming. So we got a XDS Shitashung RC2. Again, looks like it was bought as a complete bike with 105 on it. Some cheap and cheerful, nice aluminum wheels. Pirelli P0s. Huh. Interesting choice. Logos lined up, but lined up wrong. Here we got Pirelli next to this valve, but here's P0 next to this valve. So 5 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for effort. White saddle, brave. White bar tape, brave. Sure, not bad. Someone likes it. Here we got a Tropics, another one that you see, I don't see so much anymore. 5 years ago in China, you saw lots of Tropics. These days, not so many. Tiagra crankset, wow. What shifters? Tiagra shifters too, maybe? Oh, this guy's using his right hand for the front brake. That's something you don't see a lot in China at all. So I'm British, and I have this set up, right hand front brake, but in China, I think I've seen it like once since I've been here, so this guy or girl knows where it's at. Garmin Vector One. I think this is the first generation one that had the sticker on here. Looks like the single-sided version. Interesting bike. But you got a power meter. You can train. You can race. You know what I'm going to say about the bottle cages, but I don't know. Maybe this is acceptable because they look like the same shape but different colors, and one's black and one's red, and the bike's got black and the bike's got red. So we'll let him off. I like this one. Cannondale, another clean looking Cannondale Super Six. This one actually belongs to the boss of the local Cannondale shop, I believe. Pretty clean setup. Looks like we've got Dura Ace or Ultegra Di2 for shifting. And again, another SRAM red axis crank because it's a pretty light crank set, and you've already got BB30, big hole, yada yada. Color scheme, like the silver and red, not for me, but matched saddle gets bonus points for that. I used tubular tires again. I think we're rocking tubeless. Correct me if I'm wrong. Speed play again. Speed play, pretty popular over here. Matching bottle cages. We'll give them some bonus points for that. But no, a pretty tidy build. Not bad. This, I don't know if anyone can identify this frame. If you can identify this frame, you are a true Chinese carbon bike nerd. If I'm not mistaken, this is also a Swift carbon frame. This guy, I actually ended up, after this ride, getting riding with him a few times. He's super fast. He goes by the name Oreo, and he's actually since swapped his frame for a Windspace T1500 too. So he moved all his components across to his Windspace, and now he's rocking a Windspace, and he's also rocking Hyper wheels. He's testing the Hyper wheels actually for Windspace. Windspace grab a bunch of the fast local guys who aren't sponsored or who aren't on teams, and they bring them on board to help test the wheels, because these guys do crazy kilometers every month and are really fast and really abuse their stuff. So he's testing some stuff for Windspace these days. But anyway, let's look at his old bike, his old Swift Dura Ace crankset. It's a light crankset, we all know. Looks for shifting. We got 105 brakes, one big beat-on, aero gains, physique saddle. Actually, that's another point I can talk about. In China, the physique Arione is not a popular saddle. And if you go on Chinese forums or Chinese message boards, Chinese people say that their ass and their junk is different to foreigners because they can't understand how anyone would ever ride a physique Arione. All anecdotal. Apparently this Oreo guy can dig it, but yeah. So there you go. Wheels, his old wheels, it looks like they were just generic. Probably built them up himself. He's pretty handy with a bike. Oh, it looks like it's a Stages Dura Ace as well. Huh. Oh, again, we're getting classic here. A giant TCR 6500. Wow. Again, if you can tell me what year this is from, you're a bit of a bike nerd, and let me know in the comments below. Enjoy the joy of the bike. Is that okay? A very old Tiagra group set. These quick release skewers, which oof, they didn't look like they had much love. The good old fashioned STIs where the shifter comes out the side of the unit. Nice. But hey, he's got matching bottle cages, subtle little frame pump on there. Yeah, this guy, he's riding. He or she is riding. So yeah, all power to you. It's a nice looking bike. Another Windspace. Again, they're headquartered here in Xiamen, so you see quite a few people rocking them. This is a very old model of theirs, the Cruise 3.0. And again, as you've just seen with the other giants and stuff, like people in China, lots of them hang onto the bikes for quite a few years. They don't just change bikes every year. If they get something that they know works, they stick with it, which, hey, that's all good. It's better than chucking it all in a landfill. I know Harley, during Rider's watching this video probably, so he'll appreciate that. Yeah, ride your bike for a few more years, guys. Don't just throw it in a landfill. Wheels, again, Windspace Ultra wheels, 105 group set, Windspace bottle cage, which probably came with the bike, so rocking that for a few years. Good stuff. Here we've got a Java. Yeah, a Java Veloce. This is interesting because it looks at first glance to be carbon, right? I mean, look at this head tube. That is a good looking head tube. Look at this. But when you look down here, I can see welds. So and look here. It's got to be alloy, right? But just look at that. That does not look like aluminium. Fair play to Java. I don't know how big Java are in the West, but basically in China, Java claimed to be an Italian brand. And yeah, pretty low end stuff. Again, a tiny cassette. You're not going up many hills on this thing. But hey, he's riding a bike, having fun. That's all that matters. Another Java, must have been the Java Crew. Again, the same frame, different color. Again, looks like we've got a carbon fork with this alloy frame. But yeah, I'm impressed with the front of the head tube. That's a good job. These zips, come on, we're gonna have a conversation about these zips. I am not entirely sure that these are legit zips, and by that I mean they are fake zips. Group set, what is this? Shimano Sora? I don't know. 105 for the cranks anyway. But again, he's on a bike, he's having fun, so let's not diss him too much. Tan wall on the front, black on the back. Whatever floats your boat. Another Giant. I don't know if we're keeping score of how many of each brand we got on this ride, but Giant are doing pretty well. This front wheel looks way over-spoked, but not bad. Not much to talk about in this one. Again, looks pretty light, pretty minimalistic, pretty simple. Looks like we've got Ultegra and 105 mashup for the group set, or mostly Ultegra. Like I say, I'll do this again. If I do this again, I'll do it on the drive side, because this is a joke. Pretty cool stem, pretty long. Not quite slammed, but hey, we don't just slam our stems for the sake of it. Clean bike, not much to say. A lemon. In both sense of the word. What am I looking at? Did this come out of the factory like this, or is this some sort of half stripped paint job? But there's a UCI sticker on it, so I'm so confused. Let me know in the comments below if you know what this is, and don't just tell me it's a lemon. H2CO3. What is that? Citric acid or something? No idea. Chemists, let me know. This seat post has been flipped around to get more over the crankset angle. What is this computer? A Savox? Again, never heard of it. There's just so much stuff you've never heard of in China. It's crazy. So yeah, a lemon with some Kung wheels. Mismatched graphics. I don't know if I'm digging that. It looks pretty cool. Yeah. And again, Speedplay. Speedplay have a pretty big market share, as we've just said. So that about wraps it up for today's video. I hope you liked having a look at what the local guys ride. Like I said, this is just a quick video to get me back into the swing of things. Got lots of videos coming soon. Got a review of my gravel bike, a review of the sensor group set that's on there, some new gravel wheels and all that jazz. Just been super busy these days, just helping Windspace spread the word about their hype wheels, which I reviewed a while back. They've been getting really popular, which has been keeping me busy. When a bunch of people come in to ask questions, I kind of help them out dealing with the harder English questions. Anyway, if you're still watching, give this video a quick thumbs up. Any questions or comments about the bikes you saw, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys soon. China Cycling out.